What's good, sneakerheads? I'm back with another one. I was kind of confused with this one. I was thinking like maybe Vapormax versus Ultra Boost, but that's kind of limited. So as you can see, I got two of each kind here. I've got my Ultra Boost, NMDs, and Vapormaxes. They all have, even though these are both Boost, they have different qualities, versus other sneakers. So, I mean, these are totally different, even though they resemble the same thing and they're basically, the same model or whatever. And then I got my Vapormax. Um, I was going to throw the blue one in, but the blue one's a little too close to this, and I was going to throw my Parlay in, but Parlay is like a special kind of thing. So these are basic of everything. So yeah, let's get into it. As far as it all depends on what you want in a sneaker. It all depends on like a lot of people are gonna think basic. Like I love my Ultra Boosts, but honestly, it all depends. Like Ultra Boost all around feel, it feels like a sock. When you walk, it feels like you're walking on air. The inside of the Ultra Boost has a insole in it. Even though it doesn't need it, it still has an insole in it, which just adds to the comfort level. I mean, Boost on its own is like walking on air right out of the box. These things feel great. They may be a little snug out of the box, but wear them 2 or 3 times and they're great. You don't have to wear them very long, and they're stretched out feeling awesome. Hell, one good day of wearing it will have them feeling great. You can go NMD. NMD does have a little bit more boost, I guess, on it, but really that's only because there's no insole to it. This one's got a shoe tree in it, but as you can see, there's no insole. That's how good Boost feels. You don't need an insole, especially with the NMD R2s that are out. I've actually tried those on. I think I might get a pair. The only downside to the R2 is this little thing right here goes all the way up, so it kind of feels like it's stabbing you on the inside of your foot. Whoever designed that wasn't thinking when they did it. But when you get NMDs, you got to make sure to get the right upper. Like these, for instance, these were the original reflectives. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It may be like a prime knit, I guess, something like that, but it's real kind of stiff. Like the back here actually wore a spot right on my Achilles heel. But after about 3 or 4 times of wearing it, that goes away. You don't, feel it anymore. It stretches out. Everything's gravy. I can wear these comfortably now. These right here, I didn't have to. These were comfortable right out of the box. Back and everything. Didn't rub it. Didn't do anything. And this is more of a fly knit, I guess. It's a lot softer. It's got more give to it. It's more like this. It's just more like the Ultra Boost in that matter. It's more stretchy and it has some give to it. It actually feels really nice. But then you have your Vapormax, and your Vapormax has a fly knit, I believe, upper to it. Yeah, I think it's a fly knit upper. It feels good. It's stretchy. It's got like a little bit of spandex across the back up here, so you don't have to worry about it rubbing. It just kind of stretches and wraps around your foot. Your foot may sweat a little bit in it, even though there is, a lot of holes. If you put your hand in there, you can see your hand through it. But it's just the fact that the base and the back of it, like down in here, you can see that white. There's just not a lot of breathability around it. And it's just so close to your foot that, there's no real airflow in there at all. And once you break them in, honestly, like once you break in Vapormax, they feel amazing. They feel great. If I had to pick one, I would always go to Boost because, I mean, honestly, like I don't know how these are going to be after 2 years of wear, because I don't even think they've been out for that long yet. I know what these are going to feel like, though. My original pair lasted me forever. I ended up donating them to Goodwill. Once I started getting more and more pairs, you know, I didn't need them anymore. But I know for lab testing, the Ultra Boost went through something like 1 million compressions or something like that. And it only lost like 3% of its actual compression. So, you know, Ultra Boost is going to last. I mean, they spent a lot of money and a lot of time developing that. I don't know how long they spent on the Vapormax tech, but, you know, anybody that has had a pair of Air Maxes and stuff like that knows that given a certain amount of time, the air is going to start to give a little bit. They're going to start to weaken. You're not going to have the same response, you know. And if I were to put my money down, I would say the same is going to happen with these. After about a year or two, the compression and the feel, the comfort isn't going to be there anymore. But, you know, as far as NMDs are concerned, you know, Ultra Boost you can wear on rocks, gravel, any, you know, wood, edging, stone, brick, anything. And you won't really feel it that much. The NMDs, on the other hand, if you wear it out because there's no insole in it, you're actually going to feel those little pokes coming through the bottom of your shoe. They're not going to hurt. I mean, you'll barely feel them. You'll know that they're there. But once you wear it for a certain amount of time, you're actually, you know, your feet are probably going to start to hurt a little bit because you don't have that added support. But the same happens with these. Most tennis shoes, your feet are going to hurt. The only shoe that I've never had that happen with are the Ultra Boost. The Ultra Boost just hands down always give me a great, like, I can wear them to work, and I'm on my feet all day long, and at the end of the day, my feet don't hurt. My normal work shoes, which just so happen to be a pair of tennis shoes, a pair of Jordans, not, you know, flamboyant Jordans, but, you know, a pair of all black Jordans, because, you know, you got to rock the style even when you're on the job. My feet hurt at the end of the day, and I've actually worn these to work a few times, and at the end of the day, my feet feel great. So it's like walking on clouds, walking on sand, and walking on carpet. You know, if you had to spend hours walking on each of them, it's going to be the same comparison. Clouds, you're not going to feel it. Sand, after a little while, it's going to start to piss you off. And carpet, after a few minutes, especially if you're running around on it and everything, you're going to feel the wood underneath it, and it's going to hurt your feet, especially if you don't have shoes on and stuff. So this is a barefoot comparison. So that's a pretty good comparison in my point. And, you know, leave a comment if you agree or disagree. The Ultra Boosts all are made with the Flyknit, I believe, upper. I keep getting confused with Flyknit and PrimeKnit. I'm positive, almost positive this is PrimeKnit. This is PrimeKnit. I think this is Flyknit, and both of these are Flyknit, I believe. But yeah, every one of them's made with the same upper. They incorporate these in the 3.0s, where in the 1.0s they didn't. So this is a little bit more stretchy, as you can see, both of them. They don't change the design of it. They just change. Well, they change the design, but they don't change the structure of it. They just are smart with it, you know. And honestly, these black ones right here, I've worn these every day almost for about, ever since they came out, to be honest. What was that, like 7-8 months ago? And look how good they look still. Like, that's quality right there. I'm sure it's going to be the same with these. These I wore pretty much every day for about 6 months, 7 months. These have been out for about a year. They still look really good. These I've worn about the same, about 6 months, something like that. Still really good shape, really good condition. These, you know, I've worn once, twice, maybe. These I've worn about, I wanted to actually break these in. When it comes to Vapormax, you have to break them in, and you have to wear them for about 2 weeks before they really, really break in. And I feel like I've gotten to that point with these where they're actually starting to feel good. Before, they were a little bit too tight, and they just, I don't know. I definitely, like, when I would sit down and think about it, what shoes I wanted to wear, I would decide based on how long I might have to have my shoe on for. If it was more than a few hours, I would wear my Ultra Boost. If it was only to the store or to the mall or something like that, I would wear these just to break them in. But now, I would choose these on the same time that I would choose my Ultra Boost. Same thing with my NMDs. I went on vacation recently to Savannah, Georgia, and I took these two with me, as well as this one. And I wore this one the most for like long treks and, you know, museum walk and stuff like that. I wore these more nightlife-y when you're not really doing that much walking, but when it came to the cobblestone there, you would feel this more than you felt this. And I wore these for like the rough days, because honestly, this Vapormax really does absorb a lot of the shock for extreme conditions, but that's only after you break them in. If you don't break them in, then you're gonna feel the Vapormax technology all over. It's gonna feel like you're walking on sticks, because, you know, the lines going through here. You're gonna feel every single one of them. But like I said, after you break it in, you won't feel that at all. You're just gonna feel smooth. You know, it's gonna be like shock absorbers for your feet. You're probably going to be able to walk on the same type of terrain without worrying about it damaging. You know, like, I've actually scratched the back of this coming out of my hotel in Savannah right here. And I colored it in a little bit just so, you know, you wouldn't be able to notice it as much, because it was driving me crazy. But all I did was I walked out of, you know, my hotel, and the back of my heel went down against part of the concrete, and it scratched off a little bit of the black. And you don't really have to worry about that with the Ultra Boost, because it has this little lip right here, so you really don't have to worry about that. They've thought of everything with the Ultra Boost. When it comes to this, I've actually scratched my blue pair, and I think I've scratched my black ones. You can't really tell that much, and you don't have to worry about them popping or anything, just by scratching them. But yeah, I don't know, the overall, I would always go for this. You know, if I had to choose, it would be these two. Just because, and honestly, like the inside, the insole and the Ultra Boost, if you had a pair of NMDs and you really, really wanted to wear them, you could pull the insole out of the Ultra Boost and put it in the NMD, and it would feel almost exactly like the Ultra Boost. The only reason why it wouldn't be 100% is because of this material right here. And these do have a better feel. These have more of a tennis shoey feel. The NMDs do. These just have a relaxing feel to them, and these are good for, you know, if you got a sport day or something like that. So stay tuned. I'm going to have some on-feet shots at the end of this video so you can see, you know, compression and whatnot based on walking. But yeah, that's the end of this one. I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to follow me on social media. I'm going to have that listed in the description below. So that way you can stay up to date with, my latest cops, video drops, just random stuff that, I post. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Which one's your favorite shoe to wear, most comfortable, whatnot. So yeah, until next time, hope y'all have a good one. Peace.